Hello and welcome again to another brief developer preview video of Intellidiscs, my port of the Intellivision classic Tron Deadly Discs to the Atari 5200. The purpose of this video is mostly to show off the blocking system, which is probably the most complicated thing the player can do in terms of coding and the various interactions that take place. And between last weekend and this weekend, I've gotten this system fully implemented. There are a couple little adjustments I still need to make, but for the most part it's here. And here's how this works. If you press the 5 key on the keypad, you go into this blocking stance. And you can move your disc around here. There's 6 different blocking positions. You have low, medium, and high on each side. And I just intercepted an enemy disc right there by accident. So, as I was about to explain, if you catch an enemy disc in flight with your disc, it will be destroyed. And you receive points equal to whatever the value of a kill happens to be at that point in the game. And there will be a period where the enemy will be unarmed, which is always useful. And in a few seconds, a replacement disc will enter the arena from the top left. And you can see this happen here every time I happen to block a disc. See if I can catch another one here. Now, at the moment, the replacement discs actually show up way too fast. I need to adjust the timer. It should be at least a couple of seconds longer than it actually is. But those are just details. The procedure works, which is what I'm happy about. And this is a piece of work I'd actually been putting off for a very, very long time. I just didn't want to do it. Oh, broke a disc. Here comes a replacement. There it is. Anyway, I really didn't want to do this because I knew how hard it was going to be. But last weekend I decided to finally do it, mostly because I'm running out of other things to do, so just had to get to it at some point. But now it's all there, it's fully implemented, seems to be working, minus a couple of adjustments I need to make. And I am very, very happy about it. So now that the blocking is in place, the next thing that needs to happen is damage, specifically damage to the player. And once that is in place, it will kind of be a game, because you'll be able to lose. And that'll be a major step, because as of right now, you're completely invincible and you just run around killing things. And once I have the player damage capability in place, that'll pave the way to implementing the other enemy types. One of whom is basically the same as the normal enemies, they just take 2 hits. So I'll be able to use the code I use for the player's damage for that, since they react exactly the same. The next enemy type is the leader, which is going to be really tricky to do, and that'll probably take a while. Now, the leaders provide various buffs to all the other enemies on the field, as well as some of them carry special discs with unique properties. And those will require a little bit of work as well. And the final enemy shows up at 1 million points, and it's the death stick guys. I don't remember what they're actually called, but they chase you around the arena, and if they touch you with their little death sticks, you are paralyzed and lose the game instantly. So I imagine they probably work completely differently than all the other enemies do in terms of their movement algorithm. But I'll need to spend some time researching the original game to confirm that. So once damage and the additional enemy types are in, that leaves the recognizer battle, which is one of the coolest parts of the original game. I haven't really put much thought into how that's going to go yet. It's going to be weird because it's completely different from everything else in the game. It's almost like a game within the game. So that might take quite a bit of work to figure out how I'm going to do. But at that point, everything will be in the game. And then it's just a matter of bug fixes, details. In particular, the difficulty ramp is something that I need to do a little more research on. In short, as your score goes up, the game starts getting harder in various ways. The new enemies show up at certain point values, but I know what those values are. In fact, I think they're in the manual for the original game. But in addition to that, the enemies just get faster at certain points. And I'll need to map out where those point values are and figure out exactly what's going on there, because I'm not completely sure. Yeah, this is moving along great, and I'm so happy I got the blocking working. And hopefully the next video that I post will have the player damage and player death in place. And then we'll actually have something approaching a complete game. So if you're interested in seeing this classic come to the 5200, stay tuned to this channel, and there will be updates in the future. Thank you for watching.